Well, good morning. And as usual, we are in a bit of a mess, but what the heck? That's the way things are at the moment. And who can say anything should be nay? Good morning. It's Keith Hayes with Mirador Television and Break an Egg. And I think we just might have, with any luck at all, um, a new intro. What about this one? Let's try, shall we? Let's try. Oh, so we do. So we do. So this is Keith Hayes. This is Mirador Television, broadcasting from the White Hart Hotel in Lewes, in East Sussex, in the southern part of the United Kingdom. And it's a dour day outside. Yesterday's forecast was that it was really going to brighten up and that we were going to hit temperatures of 19 or 20 degrees. The reality is that it's stuck in 15. We've got overcast cloud, and we've got light rain, drizzle from a part of the day anyway. So that's the general scene in Lewes and in Mirador country, as we call it. And hopefully things will improve just a little bit. Where are we at the moment? Well, we're here in the White Hart Hotel in Lewes, a lovely old hotel that is about 500 years old. It goes back to the days of, it was bought by some people called the Pelhams, a family called the Pelhams, who are still excellent in the district. And it was their home for a while before they bought another smashing place not very far from here, and left this to be a hotel. One of those places they're coaching in. Of course, we knew that, didn't we? Yes, absolutely. A coaching in. But now it is partly a television studio. The wonders of the world and the way things develop. But, we are very grateful to Cliff and Sally for letting us use the facilities here to broadcast from. And in return, we're able to perhaps give sometimes the arguments that go on at front desks, front benches. They can be fearsome and very depressing. But Sally and her team of Shannon and Jane keep everything going so that there are broad smiles at 7:30 in the morning, which is the time I get in here, until 11:30 in the afternoon, which is the time that I leave. Oh, is there some correlation? I don't think so. They're just very kind, and they put up with me in some of the excesses that I enter into as I try hard to struggle with looking after this television operation. Right, okay. Now, I think one of the things we should do is let me just see if we're going to get some wine today at some stage. What we'll do is not do that, that's for sure. And we'll not do that. What it shows is after one of the breaks. we'll talk wine. We will, I promise you. For the moment, it's time for us to take a look at the headlines, and I've now taken to before we actually get upset by them, is trying to smooth our nerves by just taking a little visit to one of our favorite local parks. Right, here we are back again, and now with that little intro, got the day securely underway. Securely, I love that word. Wow. If you want security, don't listen to anything that you hear on Mirador. It seems that we are the one station that, because perhaps complete independence, have seen it all and do it all, and do it in the right sort of way. So we could give we could give various people a little bit of leeway and start to look at the papers. One thing I will do is, if you'll forgive me, I will actually go to the Outlook account, because even though I'm Hotmail, it's governed by that particular party that holds these licenses. Seems to me conflict of interest. But, there we are. I'm told not. I am told not. So we'll see whether we can get some wine information today. And in fact, maybe, yes, maybe. We'll try and get hold of dear old Fergus. There we are. Okay, we did our little bit of homework there. Now let's take a minute or two to mull over what the newspapers are saying in at least their front pages. And the Metro, that's the London paper, and this morning one would expect that it probably will have its day taken by the disruption and chaos at our airports, reportedly overnight. And I heard one little animal get out of the way, and luckily the animal did before anyone could yell or scream at it. Right, okay. Let's. If you're watching, Fergus, you are welcome anytime to suit you between now and 11 o'clock. So just come on. If it's after 8:30, 9:30, I shall have to send you another link. But if it's before then, do come along and come and join us. We look forward to having you back. You've been a very busy boy the last 2 weeks, and I hope that means that business is booming and that everything is sailing along okay. So here we've got Fergus Wood, who is a wine expert and a very good wine expert, but also very articulate. And once he gets cracking, he really gets very, very interesting in the wines that he actually brings into this country. What was the one that is either prosecute or something of the sort? All right, well, so we'll wish you weren't here is the headline on the front page of the Metro. And they particularly are, because it's the London paper, obviously are concerned with travel arrangements in and out, particularly as we're now coming up to the Jubilee and a lot of activity. And the news is not good at all. The airlines at the airports are absolutely jam-packed. And there are several reasons. But one is, of course, it is coming up to a holiday weekend. One can expect that some things will never mind. Some things will just not happen the way that they should. They never do. And the wish we weren't here from the Metro is because of chaos at Heathrow. And the main reason is that they can't get the staff. No, I'm completely and utterly bewildered, because last week we got figures from the government which says that we are fully employed. Everyone's got a job. One or two people not, but only one or two people, and nobody of any significance of harm. So why should our governors and the governance worry about things? They shouldn't, should they? No. And we are also saying that we've got full employment, but many an organization have not yet, and that includes the government itself, have not reverted to having some staff at home and some staff away, because the people who play away really do play away. I haven't seen yet anybody sitting down with the new system where we can have a say because of the pandemic really gripping anything steady. And as a consequence, we're the only people. I don't say we, this particular channel. Well, yeah, partly this particular channel, but there are some touches from people who are involved in trying hard to put the workload forward, and who shall do what and who shall do why. We luckily are totally independent, aren't we? Right. So anyway, Italy not very kind to the situation here. Getaway is at risk as the chaos is being blamed on airline cuts. And that's another thing that an issue that we need to address before the end of the week. The Daily Express, criteria of letting people know what they're going to and getting from is, I think, already paying dividends. And Yes, some of the officials are coming around to see whether, in fact, it had been done, had been exacerbated. That is the wrong word. Have been encouraging, let's put it this way, to people push for better deals. Now is the time, they say, is not going to be like it in the two divisions, the two countries, if you like. And I must say that I'm a little bit upset too, because I had a berry when I first came in, and all in all, let's put it in. Now, the real hubbub, real hub, is the what's happening in terms of the airports and the travel chaos. So the Daily Express says tears and fury as rail travel carnage worsens. Now, there is no question that along with the increase in passengers, the increase in problems is starting to ease. And perhaps they're having it fat and sassy, unlike the rest of us who work 5 days a week and then get all sorts of phone calls on Monday from people who want, on the weekend, for Monday. So there's tears and fury as the travel carnage worsens, says the Express. Now, the Express tends to be a bit of an apologist for this government. Everybody needs one. So it's now beginning to realize that there are more problems than you can shake a stick at, and that goes for the nice legs, which have just gone to the screen. It's decided. Okay, let's go on then. The Mirror, Summer of Chaos. Oh, the Mirror is rubbing its hands in glee to see if we can get some political capital out of what's happening at the airports. I think if you have booked anything, I would, and I'm sure that's going to be difficult as well. I would actually get hold of your travel agent or the airport or whatever to see what's happening to your flight. I know the feeling if I don't get there, something will happen, and I miss the opportunity. It does to me. It happens to me quite frequently. The fact of the matter is, you have opted to be in charge, and one of the things in charge at the moment is that the troops designed to protect Buckingham Palace for an attack or a plot or whatever, having plenty of field day because there is so much, and I really do appreciate Fergus, who will come and join us at his convenience. Summer of Chaos is the Summer of Chaos, a broom to go on forward. At least from that, we do know that people are worried about the fact that there's a whole raft of people who have to get out of bed at some ungodly hour to let you know what's going on. And before we go on to some other issues, then what we should do is we should actually play a little video, shouldn't we? Yes. I think what we do is we take a tried and tested one just for the moment to get you easier out of bed. So I'm looking for a movie as opposed to a single card. So they all gang up on me with the single cards. Well, there we just had somebody join us, and it's a staff member, not necessarily a viewer. What can I tell you? It is 08:52. Yes, 08:52, which is the Tuesday, the second day of May in 2022. Not a very auspicious year, and still a bit of it to come. In the Star Trek, normally they love having a go at us, and to point out the nonsensical approach that we have taken over the last 3 or 4 centuries, which isn't even extant properly then. But anyway, the two is two of our associates, well, I say associates, our colleagues from the world of media, went and actually sat and ready to debate with these 2 people who are guests in our town, if you like, and they wanted to debate. To them, this was perhaps a sneak bagatelle. The unfortunate thing is that as we go into the new wine and sandwich department, we have got left. She's moved. The new mayoress, and also we have that exactly the same properties that her other man had. So she's held in New York, pretending not to be something which she is, and 15 down for a permit to get a lamb shop open, and it's going to take everything from here. That's where things will emanate from, I'm quite sure. Let's take a look at because the Daily Star, which normally helps lift my mood and gets me going. I don't know whether it gets you going. By the way, it's 8:54 on the 5th of May, 2008. Sometimes there is good activity behind me, and we call in that activity. We give people an opportunity to come and sit on television and sound out their views and so on. And we are getting some reaction to that. So if you're down near the White Hart at 12:15 or thereabouts, do actually pop in and see if I'm there, and have a pint, and we can discuss the day's evils and woes. I suppose really where holiday hell is, because it's a personal thing, isn't it? If you turn up at the airport with your family or whatever, and you go to get a ticket, and you can't believe that they're being asked for you to wait and get the canteen. It's a little more complicated than that, sir. It's Richard Attenborough, and he actually asked me out for dinner because to get to know me a bit. And I say, yeah, you're the same. Let's hear you go. Oh, right. We didn't go there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're not doing very well this morning at all. Not doing well at all. Perhaps it's something to do with oh, is we really are having a little bit of a go here this morning. It's just not doing what it's supposed to do, and that's very naughty of it. I really take these things seriously when they don't work. Who do they think they are? I don't know who they're working for. Yeah, which means that they can get away with all sorts of things. So some comments from. No, it doesn't say who. Let's see who we've got available today. It's we can't have everything all of the time. So I will actually play you a little program or a couple of little programs. I thought that Katerina's work from Farmers Union grosses shocking to him. And Sony's gone rushing for the kitchen. They always do. What's different about the kitchen? I have no idea whatsoever. None whatsoever. And we hopefully, at the end of a day, look back and say, well done now, good and faithful servants, and don't worry, it'll all pick up tomorrow. But it's not particularly because of the. It's sad that. We've got a little bit of noise outside. Now, we do have the Crown Court across the road, so if somebody comes whistling in with a terrorist gun and hold me to ransom, you know what's happened. Right. We need our Facebook page. Are we able to do that? We should be able to. Should we not? Well, let's go to tried and tested, he said, which probably Edward. No, we're getting ourselves into a right bit of knicker twisting at the moment. Let's see who some of these standbys might be and whether they can do the job. And I don't like anybody being desiccated on coconuts. But but nonetheless, you have to put up with these things. Let's see what this is all about. Actually, it doesn't ring a bell. Let's stay with the theme of Jubilee, shall we? It's just 9 o'clock now. No, it's not. It's just 9 o'clock. Here we go. Let's go back then to the newspaper headlines to see what's going on this Tuesday morning. First of all, let me tell you about the weather. It's not looking good, although I look out of the window at the moment and the street is bathed with sunlight. But it's not where the action is. And the action is really amorphous, though it may be, is those people who are crossing swords at the moment or having to guarantee various things because of the pandemic aren't and can't. And because they can't, they set themselves up to a decent operation, such as this one, with no fear, no favor. And a lot of people may not eventually indeed stay with our type of television. So plenty that you can actually follow elsewhere if you want, and we're only too happy to see you do that. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm just having a little look around at what we've got. It seems to be happening at once, but let me go on to because the eye does diverge from the chaos at the airports. And if you're preparing to go away, I do suggest very strongly that you actually phone your airline or go online to find out what the latest statement is. I know the things that bother me about changing things in travel is I don't trust computers. So everybody swears that the changes are made in computer stupidity. And those who know, who I find, refuse to accept the fact that the critics are saying, look, you've got a lot to make up. You've got a lot to look after. And it's making the people flee from the day-to-day extravagances of working from home. You can tell how I feel about that, can't you? All right, let's now, while we all are sitting fat and sassy at home and think, well, nothing can be that bad, we'll mother alone as we English tend to do. But we are not English anymore, as Henry pointed out. And what we're doing is we're accumulating different people, different migrants, and developing even further the US development of a sane society. Oh, doesn't that sound grand? It's not mentioned at all. The reason that it's doing so is because we are, like everybody else, short-handed. And the gods do have to come down from Africa to us. So we tend to have a bit of a nonsensical situation partway through the day because we really can't get stuck in, and others are able to. Okay, now the Tories are at it again. They are known for eating their leadership, just as he's getting under sail, and Manchester Institute is using his experience from political matters and affairs to outline to you what's going on in the world, and you can actually make up your own mind about what you do in trying hard to see your way through. Probably, I mean, it wasn't meant for that, but level field crossings. So you want to have a mate, you want to have a chat to even appear on the movie or television. Go and watch behind the ears, put on a nice suit, and make people know that you're serious. As half the battle. Half the battle, indeed. So, back we come. Forgive me for popping away from time to time. I'm just trying hard to determine what's going on. The Guardian, PM's sudden launch to the right fuels anger of Tory rebels. Now, I've read this article twice. I'll be damned if I can see where it explains why he's lurched to the right. I don't think that he's done anything so dramatic that we can expect to expect anything that's going to be away from what we're expecting at the moment, which isn't very much really, because we're apart from the fact that we got people like me around who keep on mulling over in meetings, and let's assume that I'm having a meeting with you in meetings that are producing absolutely nothing. And that's what's happening at the moment. Is everything that's supposed to be happening is producing absolutely nothing. But the status quo of nothing is not to be adopted. Things are too poor, and it is necessary that we keep everybody assessing the situation and working together to resolve it. I think perhaps what we'll all do is we'll take another little Sun issue, Daily the Mail, save us from the £100 tank of fuel. Traditionally, fuel has always been almost as if it was written into the Constitution. And I've got a feeling it probably would have been if one of them, Nilendor, has done all right. Then I can assure you, he has not done all right. We're having to wait along with everybody else. Okay, let's see whether, in fact, well, we're not having much luck. We really aren't having much luck. I should have put my woolly spectacles on. If I'm going to spend the whole morning faffing around the way that I am and not getting anywhere quickly, let's just get rid of that. So a lot of political activity, that's for sure, but most of it is behind closed doors. And since we are supposedly a democracy, I hate that system about a country becoming democratically elected and then becoming our ally, which to all intents and purposes, most people would say. And I'm talking about the statute. So I've lost my train of thought. It happens when you're this old. But generally speaking, it's the traumas that we're going to face with increased taxation, increased energy bills, etc., etc. And the government is faffing around; it doesn't know what to do. And as a consequence, there are those inside the government who know very well how they can do this and solve it, except when it comes, they're not there to do anything. And it is the Daily Mail that actually asked save us from the £100 tank of fuel. And what he's saying is that we've got to get some help because if there's an indicator, it's indicative, it's that we're looking at £100 to fill a tank. And that's an awful lot of money, particularly if you haven't got everything as proper, if you like, for this morning. And it's pretty. I'm going to stop rabbiting on now. And I'll find something that may be sustainable. No, no. It's here's one that's quite interesting, I think. It really has nothing to do with anything. I use it on except they're busy people at the moment because of the demand, and that is ambassadors. And ambassadors go to the court of St James. They don't go to because they met the Queen as High Lizzie. The formality stays. But this was the inauguration of the American ambassador a little while ago. And let's just take a quick look at it because it just shows what a colourful ceremony it is. And who knows? With the way things are at the moment, you just might find it's you that actually don't give us what we want. Oh dear. Oh dear. Nothing. The question is asked is, Mama, did you ever have any sort of day like this? And the answer is yes, I can remember them more and more and more and more. The more that I try. Let's try one more time to see if we've got anything that's really worthwhile. We need is the things that happen to which we can erase and go. For those who need to know, it is now 17 minutes past 9. The mogul who looks after wine will be with us at some stage this morning. But it is a long process, and whoever brings in identification, that's what they might well think twice whether they're actually doing this on behalf of themselves or whether they're on behalf of the because they care about the I just not quite sure what to do here this morning. I'm trying to show you all sorts of things, and it's being denied. April the 18th, that I can tell you with a certain amount of certainty. But no, absolutely no luck whatsoever, none. Right. One of our standbys is young Max Hurd, our retriever of the pits, the picks to support what we're doing is, and one of the things that I've been overkill, if you like, but it's a nice little piece. It's the eyes of somebody who, the first time they come into Lewes, and that we'll see how it works. She's done a terrific job, and I would congratulate her. And that rises above the chaos that is being seen to carry on the campaign. So let's, I think. Here we go.
Today, I'm in a small town called Lewes, in the south of England, just a few miles away from Brighton. I will be taking a walk through Lewes and some of the historical sites, which date back over 1,000 years in this show, Hidden in Plain Sight. One of the best things to do in Lewes is explore the streets, as there is lots of historic Twittons to explore and look through. The high street is packed with small and independent shops, and there are plenty of pubs and restaurants to choose from. Lewes Castle was built just after the Norman Conquest in 1066. The construction of the castle was started in 1068 and only took 2 years to complete. A war broke out below Lewes Castle, a war between Simon de Montfort, Earl of Leicester, and Henry III in 1264. Lewes is well known for its history, and one of the historical landmarks is a place called the White Hart Hotel. Whilst not being so obvious at first sight, it has a significant role to play in American history. Thomas Payne was an English-born American political activist, philosopher, and revolutionary. He authored books called Common Sense in 1776 and The American Crises in 1776 to 1783, two of the most influential books in American history, and had a major part to play in the start of the American Revolution. And it helped inspire the Americans in 1776 to declare independence from Great Britain. Thomas Paine also wrote a book called The Rights of Man, which is referred to as a cornerstone to modern-day democracy, and it all started in the small town of Lewes, in a room in the White Hart Hotel. But Lewes is not just known for its history, it's also known for its natural beauty. In the greater Lewes area, there are some beautiful rolling hills and hiking trails that you can just walk through for miles, and whilst on these trails you can truly appreciate the beauty of the English countryside. The River Ouse is one of the longest rivers in the country and goes through Lewes. It's a beautiful sight to see and is home to many different species of fish. Lewes has so many different trails to choose from. It can take you all through the town, fields and hills. I personally recommend Marlingdown Nature Reserve and the Lewes Downs, as you can stand atop of the hills and see for miles, which is a sight to behold and one you don't get to see that often. You've been watching Mirador TV and this show, Hidden in Plain Sight by Max Hurd. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.
Well, there we are. Dear old Max. And we seem to have lost me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's see whether we can see what are we doing here. I think the system has jammed. Just in time, if you ask me, because we're just all at sixes and sevens, and it is 9:29. And if I can just get us back to what we should be doing, there we go. We got it at long last. At long last, it is now 9:29 on the Tuesday morning of the 31st of May, month 5, to the 29th. And here are the basic newspaper coverages of the chaos at the airports as people try to get away for the long weekend. The failure of computers, the lack of staff, schedules way up into the 8 or 9 or 10 hour wait. So do check if your flight is going on time. I would imagine that it's going to cost the industry a fair amount of money to get out of this. All right, it's 9:30, and what we're going to do is take a 10-minute break, and then eventually we will. Eventually, we'll get around to taking a look at some more stuff. So, just for the moment, it is Toodlepip, but we'll be back very shortly. And it is Toodlepip.